Well, good morning, flockers. Glad that every birdie can join us today. Are you excited, Max? Let's see who's joining us. We have, well, nobody's up yet, but I'm sure they'll be joining us in a couple of minutes. We've got a couple of thumbs up. There, Cheryl's the first one in commenting on the stream. Good morning, Cheryl. We've got some fun plans for today, including some Super Snax and some new toys. And Sue's here. Hi. We've got two Maxes here, one in the comments and one on the screen. Hello, Greenbird. How's Oscar today? Oh, Max, come. So we've got some fun stuff coming for snacks. My Uma just disappeared into the kitchen to dish it out for us. She got fancy. She got really fancy. And she says it still needs to cool for a minute. Okay. I'm just going to shove that right. I know, Max. It's really tough that you have to wait for snacks. I just tucked it into the freezer for a minute. We did something fancy with eggs. Hey, Max. Are you waiting? Sticky pasta? Yeah, sticky pasta. I've got C-sharp. Michelle, Chris is here. Always glad to see every birdie. Yes, Tico, you'll have snacks shortly. Yeah, it's terrible when you have to wait for food to cool, Max. It really is. We don't want you to burn your crop. That does mean that I'm pretty fancy when I cook for Max when the food has to cool. Would you like another one? Another one? You'll take that? Okay. Oh, Chris, I see that you're moving next Friday. Congratulations. I bet you're excited about that. Happy Satterbird Day, Connie. Oh, it's definitely great to see everybody. So I think the channel had a really good week. On Monday, we released a throwback video with our friend Q. That one's been super popular. I'm kind of getting the impression that folks want us to post more throwbacks. So if you're enjoying those, we'll try and make a few more of those in the weeks to come. It'll be pretty exciting, eh, Max? Hello, Susan. Okay. Check the freezer. Okay, I'm going to dish the rest of this out. So Max, we have a fancy plate for you. Now, it's not all for you. You're going to have to share. But should we show everybody what we made? Yeah, we have fancy Eggies. So here's our Eggie plate. We have Eggie stuffed peppers and then some thin scramble Eggies. They're all done in the microwave. So Max, should I offer you maybe as a starter, I would recommend the thin scrambled Eggies. Yeah, that's really good starter. Those ones are a little bit cooler. The pepper got really hot when cooking. I have a thin scrambled Eggie to offer you as well. There you go. Serve, Tico. Let's just make this plating a little bit fancier. Yeah, those peppers have now cooled down enough that Max can handle them. Things like peppers, when they cook, can be very hot. And while birds are very intelligent, in the wild, they don't see a lot of really hot food. So I'm always cautious when I offer food to make sure that it's not going to burn a crop. I mean, I've burnt my mouth badly with food before, and I don't ever want to see a bird do that. I had one bird many years ago that I weaned, and I used to make warm formula a couple of times a day for that bird. And my test was very similar to what you might have done with a baby bottle. You just sprinkle a little bit on the inside of your wrist. If it's warm but not burning, it's fine. The skin at the inside of your wrist is very, very sensitive, so that's a good spot. Sir, would you like to try a stuffed pepper? Is that the one you would like? What the heck and heck is that? There's Eggie, there's Pepper. Why are they stuck? Oh, don't be dropping that, honey. Don't be dropping it. Would you like another one? Let's adjust the camera. You see, would you like another one? What? Is that too tricky? Can you see there's Eggie inside? No? You've eaten these before, sweetie. Here. Oh, poor thing. I got fancy and you don't want it. Sorry about that. Pepper stuffy Tico, yeah? Oh, was that good? We have another one. Let's go for a bit more of a close-up. Let's see. Let's adjust this time. Apparently, it had to be the right pepper stuffy. Hi, ornithology dude. We're welcome to have you. Even if you can't stay long, you can hop on the stream. It'll be saved off later. We have Lucy and Linus. Mookie's here. Doris, of course. Tango Elliott. All right. I just love to see every birdie chatting in the comments. Bonnie, did Basco wake you up this morning? Hi, Cheryl. Yeah, it is great to see every birdie. Hi, Jan. Yes, those eggs are really, really good. The flock loves eating eggs. And a couple of tips on eggs. If you've been here for a while, you've heard me say this before. But I sometimes like to say things because I know we have new people joining us. If you're cooking eggs for birds, no salt. Avoid oil. Best way I found to cook eggs, either hard-boiled or just a quick microwave scramble. A microwave scramble, I will take a fork, mix eggs and white together. I don't add anything. And then I just pop in the microwave for, depending on the size of the egg and the power of the microwave, 30 seconds, a minute until it's cooked. In this case, I did a quickie scramble, just sort of scrambled together the egg white and the egg yolk. And then I chopped some peppers in half and filled them and cooked them. Now, those do take a little bit longer to cook, obviously, and just let them cool before you offer them. But Max is now enjoying it. He didn't like that first one. Maybe it was the wrong shape. Maybe he didn't like that particular color of pepper. Who knows? But it's definitely kind of fun. And I do try sometimes just to do something different with food for the flock. Change is good. Change keeps them interested. Sometimes it confuses them. Hey, Max, can I come in here for a minute? I saw you dropped one. I saw you dropped one. I'm going to pop that back on the plate. I'm going to make an offer. Yeah, that one was discarded to begin with. It just landed on the chair, so I just had to reach around behind the box. But apparently it is good now. Yeah, birds are like that. They have moods. They have opinions. And quite honestly, what they like one day may not be what they like the next day. You know, 5 minutes ago, he said, oh, I don't want to touch that. I don't want to have that. I will drop it with disdain. Okay, well, there he goes again. Maybe he forgot he did that. Oh, he actually ate most of the Eggie out of that one. So I'm just going to do a quick cleanup here, Max. Yeah, pretty clean. And you had a really good meal. Now what I'm doing with the remainder of his peppers there, I just put those into, oops, a little bit more egg for you. Put the rest of the egg, a nibble. I just put those into his cage so he can have a munch later. And he doesn't have to eat everything at once. And since there's a little bit of a sticky mess on a chair, I'm just going to do a super, super quick wipe up job. Now, one of the reasons I brought outdoor chairs in are because, oh, go poopers. It's much easier to keep them clean than if I use an indoor chair. Oopsies. I'm just going to swipe this off the chair. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Max. There we go. There's one. Finish wiping off your box. Yeah, you did a great job. You did a great job. Max, would you like some water? Are you thirsty? Just going to shift the camera. I'm getting him water. There we go. Want some water, honey? Are you interested in the box? Well, that box is for you. I think you saw me bring it upstairs, didn't you? Want a quick drink of water? Okay. One drink apparently is enough right now. Max, I see, whoopsies. I see you're interested in the box. There, we are now in film. I'm sorry about that. There's no excuse for not being in film. So we've got a box. What's in here? Can I give this a pull? Just going to remove the tape from the top. It's a box of toys for you, buddy. It's yours. Want to go find out what's inside? You go see what's inside, or do you want to just hang out on top? Either's fine. It's your stream, bud. Tango, we're a little bit jealous if you have the sun out today. Alexa, current temperature?
Right now, it's -1 degree Celsius. Today, expect a high of 4 degrees.
So, -1 Celsius, that's just under 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and our high today won't even hit 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Obviously, we're not outside on the patio today. You know, this is spring. One day we have warm weather, one day we have snow, and they follow each other. We can have a wild temperature swing where it is 20 degrees one day, -10 or 15 the next, quite easily. Oh yeah, that coffee's good, Max. No, I'm not going to share it with you. So, Max. What do you think is inside of the box? You want to come check out the box? Let me see, new feather. Can I come get it? Can I get it? Yay! You're letting me get it. Yeah. Here we go. No longer look like you got a corn. Now you're good. So what's inside the box? All right, let's see if he's going to get interested in the box. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. I've just cracked it open. So this is actually a box of toy parts, and I picked these up through a group called Parrot Trends. They're a Canadian company. Sandy, who runs it, they're just outside of Calgary, and she's an online store, but she's frequently at the bird events in Calgary, and sometimes she's even dropped stuff off to me because she's coming through town rather than trying to mail large, heavy boxes. Sometimes she'll do a meetup where a bunch of bird people converge, and she just has a pickup availability where she stops at a local, agreed upon local mall parking lot. We've all done our pre-purchases, and we just swarm her van and pick up our boxes. It's actually kind of a social activity too when that happens. It's kind of fun. Isn't that, Max? Yeah. But she does ship everywhere in Canada and the States. I get nothing for promoting her. I just mention her because she's a small business that I really, really like to promote. I mean, we've got a couple of really good businesses in Calgary. Pisces is another one of my favorites. And when we were doing meetups, that's where a lot of our indoor meetups occur. The staff there absolutely adore Max. It is a huge, huge store. Lots of things to do while we're there. And, that's usually where we pick up most of the flock's food, but not always. Hey, no chewing on that. What's this? Can you help me open your box? What's inside the box? That's right. Can you try again? Can you get the box open? Max, what's in here? What's in here? Now open up the box. So yeah, the box is toy, so is what's inside. Okay, I'm actually going to flip this down. Doesn't seem super interested in the box right now, but he should be interested what's inside of it. Yeah, lots and lots of blocks. A fresh box of blocks, right, Max? Got the fun stuff? Okay. You can just chill out for a few minutes. Yeah, the boxes of the wooden blocks. What we get, I know you've already looked sort of quickly at the box. It's a small hard wood. It's a pine wood block. It's, a little bit larger than the business card. It does have a hole in it, and it is dyed. Now, this dye is a food-safe dye that's used. Occasionally, these will end up in water bowls, and we can end up with colored birds because of the dye. I would actually really prefer it if I could just get a box of blocks like this, absolutely plain, no holes, no dye. Short of me buying the 2x4 and cutting it myself, I'm not going to find that. So I just go with, what's offered. Maybe I'm lazy. Yeah, sometimes I do buy some 2x4s and chop them down. Okay, you're just gonna toss it, huh? Gonna try green? Okay, you can toss it. We can play the toss game if you climb down. What do you think, Max? So yeah, I'm all excited about playing the toss game of this whole box of blocks, and Max is just sitting here ignoring it. How often have I told everybody that no matter what you plan for a live stream, the flock will always have their own ideas. Absolutely. Oh, Pie Girl says it's 70 degrees in Boston. We're a little bit jealous, Pie Girl. That sounds like patio weather to us. Sue says Toronto will be 23 next week in sun. Been cold there for too long, and snow. Yeah, definitely. Weather's always going to be variable. So yeah, we're looking forward to some warmer weather. Max has been out for some walks. His current activity outdoors seems to be yelling at seagulls. Tico, you need some attention, buddy? Okay. We actually have one seagull who's been, I caught him sitting on the railing in the balcony when Max is inside, taunting Max. I discovered this because Max was losing his absolute mind, and he was just looking, he's yelling at the window, and I couldn't figure out what his problem was. Oh yeah, there was a seagull out there taunting. Oh my bird, Tango Elliott. Tango Elliott, thank you. Tango just sent us a super chat. And he says, I see a super chat. I send a super chat. I'm a dog. I do not pay. Lady does. Well, thank you, Tango. And your lovely, lovely Lady Lori. That's super, super sweet of you. Thank you. Oh, my birdness. That's our very first ever super chat. That's right, Tico. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. All right, Max. Yeah, no, you can't eat a super chat, buddy. We can turn it into something you can eat or play with. Yeah. Yeah, well, thank you so much. That's awesome. Hi. Yeah, Max. Oh, yeah. Now we get the scritchies. So, Max, I'd like to play some block games. Played some last week. You want to play some toss? Want to toss, toss, toss? How about yellow? There's a yellow. There's another yellow. You show them what to do. Green. Oh boy, green. Got a yellow. How about a green? Green. Yellow. that box, the tail end of the other box of blocks over here. I'm just refueling. Oh no, you ran out. Blue? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Orange? Green? Blue? Green? Red? Okay. Orange? Green? And a red. Last red. Whee! All right, go down and get some. Oh my goodness, Barbara, thank you so much. Barbara says, love you and Tico. Tico, you gonna ring another bell? Oh, you came over to see. That's super cool, Max. How about yellow? Can you toss a yellow or maybe a green for Barbara? A green. Yeah. There's some blocks to throw. Here's some blocks. Oh my goodness, Barbara, super, super nice of you. Thank you. Yellow. There we go. There's a yellow. Orange. Yellow. Yellow. Green. Yellow. I have a green. Oh, so fluffy. Oh my goodness, Connie, thank you. Oh my, Connie says, for the love of Max and Tico, and love you for sharing them with us. Thank you, Connie. Super sweet. Oh my goodness, I don't know what to say. This is awesome. Hey, Max. Want an orange? No, you don't want an orange. Okay, we'll put those down. Oh my goodness. Ase-boo. A super chat for Super Eggies for the flock. Thank you, Ase-boo. £4.99. Oh, Connie was also $5. If it was not $5, it was €5. Oh my goodness, Connie, Ase-boo, Barbara and Tango. Thank you so much. That's super sweet of you. Hey, Max. You want to go buy yourself some toys, maybe? Are you going to buy some toys with your first super chats? Yeah? Oh my goodness. Green? Red? Red? Orange? Blue? Do you want blue? Oh my goodness. Something else in. What if I toss in a couple of cups? If I stack these cups, I stack better when I don't drop them on the floor. Oh my goodness. Can I stack some cups on the blocks? What's going to happen? Those balance. Let's see if that'll balance. Can you go get them? Did a great job of knocking them over. I've got more cups over here, Max. I'm just going to stack them in my hand. Tango says, Max, next week cook your own eggs. And we don't let Max play with the microwave yet. You never know what would happen. Hey, here you go, Max. Play with that? Whoopsies. Let's see if we can build just a quick little platform for that one. There you go. Good bird. Blocks and cups. You gonna go down and throw some? You gonna go down and throw some? Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. Yes, Jan, Max is having a lot of fun tossing. Oh no, Tango says, found out the hard way not to hard boil eggs in a microwave. Tango's mom almost fainted. I can just imagine what happened. Yes, boiling eggs always on the stove. Actually, we've made the mistake of tossing eggs in an egg cooker in the microwave before, and crack the shell, toss them in, and if we just toss them in without poking a few holes in the yolk will explode. It can make a big mess. Oh my goodness. So I'm honestly just overwhelmed by the super chats today. That just is absolutely amazing. I don't know how to say thank you. We've been working on this channel for a lot of years, and a couple of weeks ago we finally reached monetization, which means that we can do a few more things with the channel. We've got more functionality. Yes, there are some ads that can run now too, which are great. When you're still a relatively small channel, you're not going to make a lot off of ad revenues and whatnot. I did all of the tax paperwork and everything as I registered, and I'm not sure what things look like when they get to this end. I know that YouTube has recently changed some of their tax withholdings and whatnot, so I'm going to figure out what that looks like. What I'm planning on doing is occasionally doing some special fundraisers for some of the various parrot groups. I think everybody knows that I do get involved with them. We did a big push for Magnolia when they had the big Texas storm. We are supporters of the Calgary Parrot Club and a couple of other local Calgary Parrot rescues. We always do donations to some of they have a lot of auctions and whatnot that we do donations to. We do try to do some giving back, don't we, Max? Yeah. So we're always looking for, we're always looking for stuff like that. But we're going to do some occasional drives for that and some occasional donations to that and whatnot. But it seems right. The first super chats that we get, though, Max, I'll let you do a bit of online shopping. I'll bring up Parrot Trans website and let you pick some toys on there. Does that sound good? Yeah, and then you can show everybody what you got. Okay, yeah, that's just super. That's just super. Oh, my bird. Okay. Yeah, no, I'll try and give a little bit of heads up when I'm doing some of the fundraisers, and I do like to sort of center them around other fundraising efforts that these groups are doing. I do have an update from Magnolia. Spring has arrived there. The Lipsies, they have built up, or they've gotten a new building that they still obviously need to, not chewing on that. How about chewing on this? They still need to erect. They've gotten some generators, but they're going to be in really good shape the next time a storm or, whether it's winter or hurricane hits. They're going to be able to take the flock into one of these buildings. Now, it's going to be cramped. The idea is not that the flock's going to live inside the building the whole time. They've got these huge outdoor aviaries, and their weather down in Texas means they're going to be outdoors in the aviaries most of the time, but in an emergency, they can take them indoors. They can take them into shelter. Some of their plans on that, I understand, are, it's basically, I don't want to say birds stacked on birds, but I think that's probably what it's going to look like a bit in an emergency. But quite honestly, if you have a bad storm hit and you need to be indoors for 1 day or 2 days, being crowded is not a bad thing as long as you're warm and safe from the elements. That's the absolute best thing. Magnolia, as you know, also
had a really, really sweet ring neck that came into them after the Texas storms. And that ring neck had some pretty severe frostbite and ended up losing not one foot, but both of his feet. His surgery was quite successful, and he's already running around on his little nubs and acting as if there is nothing that has changed. Brenda from My Parent Garden, who lives in the area, has been helping foster him because he needed a little bit more care. And she shared a video of him going for a little bit of a walk on his nubs. He was going for a run, and then he decided to test his wings and flew up to a chandelier hanging in their entranceway. I understand it took a ladder to get this little guy down. So, you know, even though whoops. Oh boy, Max. Even though this little ringneck did lose his feet due to the cold, he's not letting it impact him at all. He's acting as if everything's normal. And I think that's just absolutely marvelous. So I'm really, really proud of rescues like that and just the kind of work that they do. It's very, very incredible. Yeah, Max is very good at making a mess. He's not made that big of a mess today. He's apparently doing a little bit of chilling. Doing some chilling, Max. Do you think you might want to play some piano? We haven't played this. We didn't play this last week. Okay. Oh, not that one. Okay, gentle on the keys. Let's try that again. Oh. Try again. You know how to play it. You gonna play? You gonna play? Yeah? You don't want to play, huh? What's going on? Make some music? Ding. Okay. Oops. You gonna play some more music? Or should I take it? Okay, you're feeling pretty mellow. All right, let's take that one and put it over here. Yeah, Max's attention span on that is highly variable. Some days he wants to pay more attention. Some days he just wants to play with it for a few minutes. Do you want a jingle ball? Want this jingle ball? How about this jingle ball?
go get it? You go get it by yourself? All right, let's try that again. And we're in focus. Oopsies. I'm gonna move my hand. Ooh. You got it by yourself? Oh, my bird. A climbing tree to put near the chair. Max actually prefers the chair to perches. He likes climbing around on the chair. He thinks that there's some stuff he can do on the chair. Max, what you got in mind? He thinks he can chew on the chair. These chairs have actually lasted a number of years. They're outdoor chairs. I'm not too hurt that he's put a few holes in it. This particular chair, it actually has a bit of a bent leg. So it's not perfect, is it, Max? No, it's not. But it's what he gets to sit on when he's outside. I brought it in this winter because we were starting off. He does hang out sometimes on my reading chair, and he loves sitting on it. But I don't like him eating snacks on it. And streams, he really likes to start his streams with a bit of a snack. And I think everybody enjoys watching this bird eat. Yeah, you eat with such enthusiasm, Max. So that's why we brought that chair inside. And when we're not streaming and I don't have a bird playing on it, I just pop it inside of, just behind him, there's a door. That's a small guest bathroom. And I just pop it in there. If I ever have guests and I forget to move the chair, they're probably going to wonder. It's like, why is there a chair in the bathroom? It just keeps it neatly out of the way and makes it easy to pull out for a stream. And as the weather gets nicer, we're definitely going to be doing some more streams outside. Aren't we, Max? Yeah? Aw, you look tired. Are you tired, buddy? So you know what this means, Max? This means our other box is empty and Tico can get a new box. Yeah, Tico likes his boxes. The box, you remember a few weeks ago when we did the live stream with Tico in his box and he decided to turn it into a nest? He did a lot of structural changes to that box over the course of a week. And yeah, he had great fun with it. I tucked it inside of his cage and that was his hobby for the week. Yeah. Yeah. Now Tico gets a lot of different toys. Right now, his favorite toy inside of his cage, bells. You're never going to compete with the bells or the pots and pans jingle. But I think one of his favorite toys inside of his cage right now is a baffle cage. And I fill that with some wooden blocks, some Nutriberries, and some of that shredded paper that you'll find in Easter baskets. This kind of shredded paper. I see I still have an Easter basket sitting here in one of my toy bins. But he's enjoying playing with that. You want to play with that? He just wanted to drop it, huh? Let's see if we can pick that up for you again. It's not food. Why are you handing it to me? But that right now is Tico's favorite, to pull things out of, puzzle to figure out how to get the wooden blocks out. Then he shreds the wooden block and he's ready for more. It's really easy to play with and it's a bit of a foraging toy. Some tasty snacks inside. Yeah, Max, look at you.
Ding, ding. That's right, Max. Tango says, a big chair with a little chair and a littler chair on top. Yeah, Max actually fits well on a big chair. So Max is beginning to tell me that maybe it's time for him to pop out. Does anybody want me to bring Tico over for a quick visit? Just vote up in the comments. Do you want to see Tico for a little bit? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to take, come on, Max, come on up. I'm going to take Max. I'm going to switch perches. So bear with me for a minute. We're going to have, come on, step, 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 step. No, step, step does not mean stay on my arm. Step, step. Max. I now have a Moochie Max with me. Here, you want to take that? Oh, you want to take that with you? Okay, Max, step, step, third try. Thank you. Okay, Tico, would you like to come see the box? Want to come? Come out. Come over. Come up. Yeah, we got a camera over here. We do have a camera over here. All right. Oh boy, step, step. And there we are. We have got a Tico. Get that better adjusted in a minute. Is that a happy Tico? Let's start with a quick drink of water, Teeks. Here. Water? Hi. That's right. Hi, Tico. Tico, can you say thank you to all your flockers? You gonna go toy shopping this week, buddy? Oh, my bird. Oh, my bird. What do you think? I know. I know. Yeah, Max made a mess on the floor. That's okay. That's okay. Hi. I'm going to drop the camera a little bit. This will just be a little bit rough for a minute. Sorry. Our slightly better view. Hey, Tico. That camera, that light's really hot on Tico there. Okay, that's better. You can now see some of his feathers. The one thing I love about the Afghan grays are some of the colors of the feathers. You know, gray, there's so many different shades. Isn't that right, buddy? Hey, Tico, you want to go see some squirrels? Yes, Tico is very camera shy. He's still not, it's not, this is not as bad as me trying to hold up my cell phone to him. But he's keeping a bit of an eye on it. He knows that some things are different over here, but he has been watching closely while Max has been playing over here. So right now, Max is eating, remember at the beginning of the stream how we had the peppers that were stuffed with the Eggies and he tossed a couple of pepper halves? I tossed those in his food bowl. He's now eating pepper half. So he did want them. It was just he did not want them at that particular time. If food is clean, absolutely, I'll pop it back into a bowl that's at reach because, you know, it's still good to eat, and the bird will probably go after it shortly afterwards. Sue says, I love it when Tico's mom says, oh, my bird. Tango, I'd love for Tico and Einstein to meet in person. The best that Tycho and Einstein can do is going to be a shared stream. And the reason for that is we're in different countries. Tycho is in Canada and Einstein is in the US. And there's a number of rules with CITES and import of exotic pets, which means, even driving down there for a visit, if I wanted to import Tycho into the States, he'd have to be quarantined. We'd have to cross this particular facility. There would be an awful lot of paperwork. And I wouldn't, he'd be quarantined and living in a facility without me for a couple of weeks. And that's just not fair to him. The kind of hoops that we'd have to jump through would just be ridiculous. And I totally understand why they're there to protect, and I get that. I think that we should do more to protect against the pet trade. So many pets, especially exotic birds, are pulled from their habitats and, pulled into captivity, and that's not really fair to them. Tycho was born in Calgary, bred in Calgary, and he has a pretty good life. If I did what I'd do differently today, absolutely, I did buy him when he was young. I actually, of all things, at the time, Pisces had some of the larger parrots that they would occasionally sell, and that's where we met Tycho when he was 6 months old. Interesting bit of trivia for you. And he came home with us at that point, and he's lived with, he's been with me ever since he's been 6 months old, and was born in 96. And that makes him 25 this year. Isn't that right? If I did my math right. But he has a pretty good life. This week he demolished a small acorn squash. Does not take him long to do that. He has lots of toys to play with, lots of different things to do. He's happy. He may be a little bit shy, but he's the classic introvert. Isn't that right, Tycho? Yeah. You're just not sure what to make of everything. Tango, Doris has a message for you. Doris says, Tango Elliott, tell your mommy to please keep letting Tango talk. Please, you're hilarious. Absolutely true, Doris. I love seeing some of the interactions in the comments. That is really so much fun. Peek on. Tycho, do you want a scritchy? Would you like a scritchies? Scritch? It's up to you. Yeah, scritch. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Other interesting tidbit about Tycho. He only likes to be scritched on the head. Right now I'm just on the bones at the very back of his skull. He really enjoys that. Oh, yeah. Loves it when I get down here into his face, rubbing an eye, skin there, just nice and gentle. He loves having his head rubbed, but he does not like being touched anywhere else. He did that ever since he was a baby. He said, no, I can get the rest. But I do need a little bit of help scratching my head. I might have some new feathers coming in. They might be itchy. Yeah. Did I mess up your feathers? Can you fix those? Sue says we need more tango poetry. Sue, oops, I'm sorry, Tycho. Did that scare you? I thought that was so funny when Tango wrote some poetry for Tycho and Max, and then we turned that into a video. I mean, that was just phenomenally funny. You working on it? Ah, good bird. box of toys. Yes, Tico, I'll put a box in your cage this week. I've got a big one for you. It's a clean box. Oh yeah, this is definitely fun. And I never know how long Tico's going to want to hang out on camera. He can be very camera shy. He can have his own ideas. Yes, Lucy and Linus, it's definitely fun to have a munch on some cardboard. Greenbird says, Tango to film your Uman and put her on YouTube. For those of you who may not be aware, Tango Elliott does have an InstaFlock account. Although for dogs, is it called InstaFlock? Instacanine? Not sure. Toss up some comments and tell me what we should call InstaFlock for dogs. Instabark? Yeah. But Tango Elliott does have an Instagram account. Actually, so we have a number of people on here. Lucy and Linus, Greenbird. You know, it's so great to sometimes see some of the pictures and some of the flock outside of the stream. Tango Elliott says, no, my woman is prohibited by law from showing her face. She's required by law to keep it covered. She invented COVID to wear a mask. Yes, Tango, I totally get it. You know, I'm behind, you know, I hide behind the camera myself. So your Uman is not alone. You know, the camera, I think, should be for the birds, not for the humans. You know, occasionally on film, but that is few and far between. Cheryl says Bobby has his own InstaFlock account as well. That is super, super cool. So many great accounts out there. If anybody's watching this and is on InstaFlock and you don't think I've found your account yet, send me a message on InstaFlock and just say, hey, it's me from the YouTube stream. Come say hi, and I'll come check out some pictures and say hi on your page. That's always kind of fun. Oh, yeah. InstaWoof. Yeah, I'm kind of liking that one. Instabark. Yeah, Mookie, that's a great idea, too. Always fun. Hey, Tico. You're looking like you're just chilling out there. Did you get a bit more active if I walked away? You more active over here? I'm just going to get busy over here, Tico. You do your own thing. He's definitely watching me closely in the kitchen. He's not convinced that I'm over here doing my own thing yet. Okay, Tico, I'm going to sit down then. And turn my back because that's when you sometimes get a bit more talkative. All right. Hey, French Paul, glad that you made it.
Tico's a lot more active when he doesn't think that I'm directly watching him. Time for a detailed preen. Show off your feathers, buddy. Yeah, look at you go. Yeah, Tico. Yeah, time for a good preen. Oh, thanks, French Ball. Tico is looking pretty today. Very gorgeous, big scratch. Echo says, my work here is done. If I can save one person from a microwave bomb, I've done my job. Thanks, Mookie. Mookie says Tico's so handsome. Yeah, Lucy Linus, I think the microwave bomb that Tango's referring to is trying to do boiled eggs in the microwave. Oh yeah, Tico's pretty relaxed right now. He would not be preening if he was not comfortable. I mean, everybody here knows that Tico is the king of stink eye. If he's not happy with something, he just gives the camera a glare. Yeah. And this is definitely a side of Tico that you don't see very often. Yeah, French Paul, I don't think he quite understands if he is on camera. It's not as if I'm pointing the cell phone at him. I'm actually now sitting, with my feet up, looking away from him. He doesn't think I'm paying attention. And I have my cell phone in my hand pointing away from him, so he thinks he's safe from the camera. It's actually how I'm reading some of the comments. Big preen. Big preen. Yeah, no, Tico seems pretty happy. I mean, he's gone through, he does occasionally get really hormonal. One of the big things he likes to do when he gets on the floor is look for a nest location, underneath the couch or underneath a cabinet, somewhere dark, somewhere perfect. He thought that box would make a great nest. I mean, he built a hole into it, climbed in, it was dark, it was small, it was perfect. And the thing with anything that's a nest location in Tico, do not reach in with a bare hand. You will end up bleeding. If he decides that he has a problem with it, you'll end up bleeding. When I brought him in front of the camera to pop him on the chair, you'll notice that I actually brought him on a carry stick. I know his objection to the camera. And if he ever figures out that the video camera, it's a bit of a webcam that I've got pointed at the chair, if he figures out that's a camera, I'm probably going to end up getting a really nasty bite. So since I was putting them in front of the camera, I thought, that's probably the safest way to handle. And I do keep it so that he understands how to both go on an arm or on the stick, because occasionally he'll step somewhere where I cannot reach him. And if he's comfortable stepping on that stick, he's going to step on it without even a question. Yeah, he's occasionally gotten, he does fly a little bit, not a lot, but he's gotten on top of a windowsill or something, and it's usually the most awkward place in the world to reach at, and then he decides that he's stuck and the world's come to an end. Could you please save him? And when he gets nervous up there and he's coming at your hand from a really odd angle because you're wobbling on a stool, that's when you can get bit. But if you've got a stick, you can extend your reach, and it's very firm.
and he can bite the stick all he wants. So that's sort of how I occasionally move him around if there's something going on where he might get excited. Tycho can bite quite hard if he chooses to. Usually, Tycho's pretty good. He'll only bite if he thinks he's got a reason. When he gets really, really hormonal, he's going to be bitey. And when he's really, if I make the mistake of picking up a phone or a book or something while I'm holding him and I'm not reading him a book, then I'm going to get chomped because he thinks that he needs to correct my behavior, so I'm paying him more attention. Connie says Vasco is darker than Tycho. Yeah. Well, Tycho is quite light for an African gray. You can see his flight feathers at the bottom by his red tail. They're very, very dark, but he's always been quite light. He's happy. I'm not going to say anything about the shade. Oh, Aussie Vu, you just taught me something brand new. Aussie Vu tells us the lighter the gray, the more east of Africa they come from. That's pretty cool. So the Timneys then, Aussie Vu, are from the west end of Africa. Is that true? Oh, there we go. Cautious. Tycho, every move he makes is deliberate. He's very, very cautious. Yeah, see how white his feathers are underneath his wings? Barbara says Stormy is darker than Tycho because he's a Timney. Yeah. Now, the difference between Timneys and Congos is just incredible. Our friend Lori in Calgary had Gonzo, and he was a 61-year-old Timney, very old man. He did pass away last year, if you recall, from cancer of the preen gland, but he outlived his life expectancy as a Timney. He was doing really, really well. He had arthritis. He was old, but he was living his best life. But handling him and handling Tycho, the two feel so very, very different. The Timneys are much smaller, much darker. They're still African grays. They look the same, but they really have a lot of differences. It was really cool handling him and seeing him up close. Chris says, Tycho's on screen and Mr. Bob's, Christmas gray, struts in wolf display. Yeah, Tycho, what you got? What you got? Yes, that's true, French Fall. Timneys are smaller with an ivory beak and a maroon tail. And they also, that ivory beak, it does have some black on it too, at least some of the Timneys that I've seen. And they're also so much of a darker gray. Yeah, Tycho's pretty peaceful. He's keeping a bit of an eye on that ball. Now, what you can't see is where I'm sitting. If I look back at Tycho, I'm partially obscured by the flap at the front of the box. And occasionally he's sort of peering around that flap just to check on me and see what's going on. And there he goes. He's checking on me. And then back to work. He likes having a bit of privacy. Well, Doris, thank you so much for joining us. Always good to see you. I'm going to hang out here for another few minutes just because Tycho, is putting on quite a little bit of a show right now. And, having Tycho on camera, I never know how that's going to work. When I brought him over, he could have been over for 10 seconds. He could be over a lot longer. It's always going to depend on what Tycho wants to do. And that's the thing with the bird. A lot of people, they have dogs or cats, and they say, well, cats are aloof, and they do their own thing,
and dogs are really friendly and always want to be seeing what you're up to. Those are a couple of categorizations. Every dog, every cat's going to be different, but birds are a weird mix of the two. Definitely a weird mix. Oh, I'm glad that you enjoy watching, Tico, Lucy, and Linus.
Hi.
So Pie Girl says, some people say there are subspecies of Congo greys, like Cameroon, which are more silvery in color. Absolutely. The other thing you occasionally see with African greys is you see something that is called a red factor, where the African gray has some feathers on the body which are reddish. And Tico, no chewing on the chair. I know you saw Max do that, but that doesn't mean it's okay. Caught the act. Yeah, and the red factor birds, I've seen some that have a lot of red, and you know, it's a genetic trait. Tico does occasionally get in a body feather with a little bit of pink on it. He has one wing feather that occasionally will come in with that is both black and red. The last time he had one of those, he had a scare inside of his cage at night. I'm still not sure what scared him, but he had a pretty good scare, and he dropped almost all of his flight feathers, including that brand new red factor flight feather, the red and black one that was coming in, that really showy one. Yeah, he's obviously he's fine. I don't understand how dropping all your feathers can be a survival trait, but absolutely, you know, if I know that birds, if somebody grabs a tail, they can essentially let loose all their tail feathers and fly away without it, so that, you know, whatever just grabbed onto their tail ends up with some feathers rather than lunch. It's always really, really weird, but I've been told that dropping wing feathers is also in some ways a bit of a survival if they think that, you know, something's got the wing and that's the only way that they're going to survive. So I'm not sure what happened to Tico that night. But, you know, he's regrown his feathers. No harm, no foul.
Hi.
Hi. Are you looking around? Are you a happy bird, Tico? Mookie Einstein mentioned that Marcia had to go somewhere today, and she might be listening to the stream while driving, but might not be able to respond. So, you know, she might also be catching it on the rebound. I'm sure that she'd love to be watching Tico right now, just because Tico and Einstein are quite different. Einstein, if you don't follow him after this, go follow him. Einstein, the talking Texas African gray, he is very, very talkative. Always has something to say. Tico is very shy in comparison. Tico can talk, but Tico only talks when he thinks that he has something specific to say. And, you know, Tico knows what he's saying. I think the favorite thing I've ever had him do, this is in our old house. His cage was situated beside the light switch. He was the only bird I could trust beside the light switch. Everybody else wanted to chew on it. I told Tico, you can't chew. You can turn it on, you can turn it off, but you can't chew on it. For the next hour and a half, he turned on the light, ran over, looked up the light, went, ooh. Ran over, turned off light switch, ran over, looked at light, ooh. So he just figured out that he actually could manipulate his environment. But I think the funniest thing I ever had Tico say, and he said this one to Thina, who was a lesser sulfur-crested cockatoo, and he was at, you know, did he say it's Max? You know, he might have said it's Max, but cockatoo was making a heck of a racket, and Tico was getting annoyed. And he finally just looked over and said, whisper, just as a stage whisper, be quiet, bad bird, good night, flipped off the light, and marched down the hallway, leaving the other birds in the room in darkness. And I was just sitting there trying not to laugh, but he just basically strung it together in the sentence. He had a message that he had to deliver, and he had had enough. He just flipped off the light, and he knew that would hush up the flock, and marched off in a bit of a huff. It was great. It was great. Yes, Rooster, Einstein loves to talk. Tico's much quieter, but Tico's happy. And, if you get an African gray, there's no guarantee they're going to talk. If you get a Moluccan, there's no guarantee that they're going to want to cuddle and be with you. Every individual bird is different. It's just like kids. I know a lot of people who have multiple kids. Those kids have grown up in a similar environment, similar parenting skills, everything else, but every child is unique. Every child has their own opinions, their own preferences. Birds are no different, and I can't make a bird talk. The bird's going to do what the bird wants to do, and that is part of bird ownership, is understanding that they are sentient beings. They've got their own ideas about what they want. And we're not there to force them into what we want them to do. We can set limits, such as that chair's not to be eaten. We can offer ideas, but ultimately it's up to the bird if they want to play with something or not. Look at Max earlier with the keyboard. Okay, I'll play with it a little half-heartedly, but in an hour's time he might be interested in just banging away on it, going full-on Bach music. When he hopped into his cage, he had the peppers that he did not want to eat on his chair, and then he finished off the shells of the peppers. Then he went and munched on a block. It's going to be up to them what they want to do. Yeah, Tango, he just sort of made a little bit of a grunting sound, I think. Rooster, that's super cool. Rooster says that they learned Henry VIII had an African gray. That's super, super cool. Mookie. Mookie thinks that Tico said Mookie. Yeah, French Paul says that he watches multiple cockatoos and no two are the same. Gotcha, Max, and Mr. Max are all very different. Absolutely. Every bird is going to be unique. Max, and birds change over time. Their attitudes change, their likes and dislikes change, they mature. I know I've told the story on the channel before, and there is a video that talks about Max's story. But when I met Max, he was living in a cage in a basement. He was screaming nonstop. He was biting. You could not handle him unless you wanted to bleed. And trust me, Max's beak, he can crack a walnut or a pecan as if he's eating a grape. I mean, that beak is strong. And he was really mad at the world. And now he's an absolute sweetheart. He's calm. He understands the world. He has opinions. I took him for a walk earlier this week. And there's actually a clip from that I'll probably share out on YouTube. I know I shared it on InstaFlock. But we got over towards that new construction zone that is a couple of blocks away. And they were doing some work, and he warned me about the dangerous construction machines and showed me, just by body language, out of here, we're leaving right now. It's not safe. He did not want me to get my mail out of the mailbox. He thought that we should just run back to the patio where he knew it was safe. And, but that's his thing, but he trusts I'm going to keep him safe. But he still tells me when he sees things that are potentially danger. Machine danger. Yeah, well, Sue, a lot of birds have sad stories. It is absolutely true that they're going to have some sad stories. Many cockatoos In the first few years of life, they go through multiple homes. You know, you have a lot of cockatoos, a lot of Moluccans and rescues just because nobody can handle them. They do need a lot of attention. They do need, they have needs that you have to meet. With Max has learned something I think a lot of cockatoos struggle with. And I've managed to teach all of my birds that there's going to be times they're going to be inside the cage and they have independent playtime there to entertain themselves. When I'm at work at home, I'm working upstairs. They're inside of the cages entertaining themselves. I'll come down and interact with them. They get one-on-one attention. Even if I'm super busy, 5 minutes of direct one-on-one attention is better than me being in the room all day. For them, they know that they've been seen. They know that I'm there. But even when I was not working and I was between jobs, I would insist on cage time. Yeah, we're going to hang out in the cage and play by ourselves for a while today. During the weekdays, absolutely. And that just reinforced the fact that, patterns of life are the same. Patterns don't change. And if I got a job and I'd stayed home for 2 months, Max was out of the cage for 2 months, and he didn't have any alone time in the cage, he wasn't expected to entertain himself, you know what would happen? I'd have a very neurotic bird when I got home with like, what just happened? The world came to a crashing end. So I try to keep things somewhat normal and I try to set expectations. It's, he has patterns and, he knows how to entertain himself. He knows how to shred paper. He knows how to nap and play with some toys and, interacts with Tico inside the cage. The cages side by side. They know how to interact, but they can keep themselves busy. And my expectation is, these birds are going to have times that I'm not going to be around 24/7. It's not realistic. There are going to be times that have to entertain themselves, and I set that expectation. I'm here if they absolutely need something, but I'm not going to come running every time somebody squawks. If it's a panic, if it's a bit of a panic sound, if Max is telling me there's a big problem, absolutely I'll come running. One time I was upstairs at work in a meeting and I just put the meeting on hold because Max, there was something about the sound of the way he called me. It was just that timbre in his voice that told me something was wrong. And I just came running downstairs to check and see what was going on. And what had happened, Tico had let himself out of his cage. Tico was staying with us at the time and had climbed up Max's cage and was on the top of Max's cage. And Max was requesting assistance. So I just separated out the two. Then I popped back upstairs and resumed the meeting. But Max knew he didn't have to bite Tico's feet. He didn't have to get aggressive. I would come save him because he called me. So he understands if he needs me, he can call with that particular voice and I will come running. French Paul asks, did you keep the box he'd shoot his way into? Seems that Tico loved it. French Paul, I put that box inside of Tico's cage, and that box is no longer a box. Tico absolutely destroyed it. What I'm going to do after today's video, Tico was explaining to me that he wanted to chew on some cardboard today. He was chewing on this box. The old toy box that still has a few blocks in it, I'm just going to empty that one into the new box. Yeah, I keep boxes in my living room full of toys, the cardboard boxes and stuff. Great decor idea. When you have birds, you have unusual decor. But the old box, I'm going to clean up. I'm going to pull the tape off of, and I'm going to pop it inside the cage so that Tico can destroy it. It'll probably take him a week or so, and he'll have some fun with it. So he'll have, he enjoys it. If he likes to do it, why not? Aw, Tango says, that's why I spend half an hour every night cuddling my Omen. I put my head in her arm and she pets me for 30 minutes. That's super, super sweet. Yeah, French Paul, that's definitely a true statistic. Over 75 people who get cockatoos don't keep them more than a couple of years. Yeah, and absolutely, it's very sad. But it's true. A lot of birds end up in shelters. There's reasons why places like Magnolia are overflowing. They have 150 birds, the majority of which are not able to be rehomed. They rehome wherever they can possible because they understand that a home environment where the bird can get a lot of one-on-one is better than a shelter environment. And they liken the shelter to a bit of an orphanage. You know, in an orphanage, the kids are not going to get as much attention as they will in a home environment. And they rehome wherever they possibly can, but they have a lot of birds that are just not adoptable just because of personality traits and everything else. Chris says, all of my birds are on the wild side. Mr. Bob's came to me as an unhandled, untamed bird. We just share the same space and we're slowly getting along. Absolutely, Chris. You don't have to hold the bird to enrich the bird's life. You don't have to be right there in their space. You can coexist. You can find ways that the bird wants to interact. Even sitting beside the cage reading, you know, maybe that's right. That's what the bird actually wants you to do. They know that you're there. They have the comfort of seeing regular patterns. They get some attention, but they don't want to be handled. They don't want you in the face, and that's perfectly fine. Letting the bird choose what they want, I think, is very, very important. Oh, I saw something super, super cool here. Tango Elliott said something, and I like this. Tango says, yes, me and Mom saved each other. Wow, that's just super, super sweet. Well, Sue, I'm so sad to hear that you lost your 2 elderly fur babies this past year, 6 months apart. Sue says that she rescued them as sibling kittens and misses them every day. Watching Max has helped a lot. Sue, we're glad to be here for you. You know, we're glad that you found a flock, and we're really glad to see everybody joining us on Saturdays, hanging out with us. We love to see the interactions in the chat. If I'll get an updated link up after this, it might be later on tonight, but if you're interested, there is a Discord channel. Discord's not for everybody. I'm still definitely getting used to it, but there's a few flockers that are on there, and it's another place if you are looking for a place to chat about birds or Max, or maybe, you know, just have a bit of an online chat room. That is there if you are interested. Sue says, comments to Tango that she volunteers doing bereavement support for Rainbow's Bridge, and that helps a bit too, supporting each other for baby parents. Oh, that's super sweet of you, Sue. Mookie, we're really glad that you joined us today. Mookie says that she's got to run. Yes, Lucy, I know that Discord link is out of date. I've got to get the updated link up. I put it into the standard page signature and realized that, oops, I've got to update that. So just check back for that. I will update the link and I'll comment it up. So I think it's about time to wrap up today's stream. We did almost an hour with Max and another half hour with Tico, just because Tico was in the mood to hang out. Tico seems to be saying goodbye by just giving a little bit of a preen for every birdie. And rather than separating out the streams, we just continued the stream. I thought that was kind of a cool way to do it. Everybody, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Keep your pet humans safe and take care of yourself. Bok bok. Oh, I'm sorry, Tico. Did I startle you? Yes, that was Max laughing in the background. Come here, Teeks. Come on up. There you go, buddy. There you go. Well, Tico thought it was time to end the stream as well. And Max will laugh when things like Tico lands on the floor. He has that sense of humor. And I think that's a cool way to end the stream. Oh, Chuckles. Chuckles over there.